Hey everybody, we are getting closer and closer to actually getting out our machines and sewing our quilts together. There's a lot of prep work involved, and if you skip any of the steps, it'll just be that much harder because once you get to the sewing machine, you don't want to go back and do this stuff. So I'm going to show you just real quick the top of your quilt, the top of the onesie that you're going to want to see, the front of the quilt. You are going to do what's called stabilize that fabric, and it's called Fusible interfacing, and it's made by a company called Pellon, P-E-L-L-O-N. That's down here, and what I use is P44, F as in Frank, and I just wanted to write that out so you could really see it. It's like 99 cents a yard, and you can't beat that. And then you put a coupon on top of it. If whatever fabric place you go to has coupons, you can get this stuff really inexpensive. And that's the stuff I have used since I started doing this, and it has not failed me yet. So I recommend that. This is, I'm going to show you two examples just so you can see what it does once you actually have it ironed on. It's all done by iron. This is without any stabilizer or interfacing. What we're doing is we're going to stiffen this fabric ever so slightly, and I hesitate to even use the word stiff, but it's just going to make it a little more sturdy to get through the sewing machine. So this is with nothing on it, just plain old piece of knit fabric, and this is once you have it on there. So as you can see, it's just a little stiffer. It's not hard. It doesn't feel starched like if you starch your shirts or something. It's not like that. It's very soft, but it just gives it makes it easier to sew. So that's what I would do. I have never used what I was talking about in my previous tutorial about choosing the back of your quilt. I have never done this where you use like the front of the onesie is the front of your quilt and the back of the onesie is the back of your quilt. I have never done that. So in order to do a tutorial, I'm going to kind of have to learn as I teach, which is kind of strange, but we're going to do it anyway. And this is what the interfacing looks like. Let me show you what it looks like on, this is how it is. I bought a ton of it because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of quilting, but it's kind of like tissue paper is what it feels like. And you're going to cut that into the same size as your squares that you're doing, as your baby clothes. So far what we've been doing is everything is 6 by 6, so it's same thing with this. As you can see, I don't want to get too close, but I want you to see this and listen. There's a rough side to this. That has the adhesive on it. The rough side is what you want facing your fabric when you iron it on. And I'm going to do it for you in just a minute. The back is smooth. And that's the side that does not have the adhesive. So that does you no good. You want the side that's rough. So forgive me as always. There's my camera. And this is just the front of that t-shirt that I had, or onesie. There's the back. I'm only going to use the stabilizer on the front. I'm not going to use it on the back. I don't know why. I just don't want to go through that extra step. I'm going to see, like I said, I have never done this, where I used this as the back. So I'm going to try to do just the stabilizer on the front with the graphic, and you want the rough side facing down, okay? So the rough side is actually facing the fabric. I'm not going to do this because I'm going to see how it is going through the sewing machine with just one of these done because I don't want it to be too stiff. Okay, let's see here. All right, I have my iron on kind of a medium-high setting. I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 seconds. I'm not going back and forth because if I go back and forth, this is going to shift. So I just want to set it down, and then I'm going to do the other side. You don't need steam. Don't worry about steam on your iron. If you do it too low, where there's not enough heat, it won't adhere. It'll just frustrate you. And if you do it too high, which I have done, the fabric puckers. And those little puckers don't come out. So you don't want to do it too hot either. Okay, I think that's it. I just go over it one more time. And that's all you have to do. You now have this. It is now stabilized, and this will go through your iron a lot easier. And the same thing goes for the stabilizer as the fabric. When you go to cut the fabric, if you want to use the rotary mat with the OmniGrid and the rotary cutter that I showed you previously, you can certainly use that. If you would rather do the 6-inch tiles, you can do that. I would recommend kind of lining it up and doing it in strips, so you'll have like a 6-inch wide strip on this, just to show you, just save you some time, because I know we moms just don't have a lot of time. What you can do is, this here is this is how it comes off the bolt. You can do 6 inches here, 6 inches here. It's like cutting a sandwich. And then layer them on top of each other, and then cut 6 inches this way. Does that make sense? And it'll just save you some time cutting, because I know there's just a lot to this. My girlfriend was just telling me last night, she's like, I didn't realize how much was in this. And I said, yeah, it's time consuming. It's easy. It's just time consuming. But take it step by step, take it slowly so that you enjoy it, because you're going to have a really great looking quilt by the time we're done. All right, that's today's tutorial. Talk to you soon.